You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Today marks the one-year anniversary of the disappearance of Jabez Spann of Newtown. We'll take a look at the ongoing investigation.
And we're going to need a bigger boat. That's what two guys realized when they locked into this monster gator. We're going to tell you just how big this guy was.
And more firefighters for Northport. A grant is allowing the city to add additional firefighters to the West Villages area. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning. Welcome back from your long weekend. We missed you. It is Tuesday, September 4th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Let's head over to John Scalzi for the latest on Tropical Storm Gordon.
Well, Tropical Storm Gordon still has not changed much in the last couple of hours. Still 65-mile-an-hour winds, but kind of an ill-defined center, certainly. And that's pretty much where the center of the storm is. But all of the convection is over on the east side of the storm. So plenty of rainfall here as it lifts northward. Parts of the Florida Panhandle will get a drenching today. The thing is, the exterior edge of the storm is really offshore from us and probably not going to affect us all that much. Slight chance that maybe areas along the Keys might get just a little bit of a brush from this one arm of the banding, but not much of a chance. And most of us, we're not going to see any rainfall whatsoever across the region for your morning commute, but by afternoon we will. Showers and thunderstorms will once again build in the humid air left behind by the departing system. 77 in Parrish, Lakewood Ranch, 76 in Sarasota, 77 in Inglewood. And our rain chance today, again, high, coming in at around 60% this afternoon, mostly between the hours of about 3 and 7. Complete forecast details in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now, an ongoing issue. An accident at I-75 at State Road 70, not showing any residual backup quite yet. Just be aware of that in case you are in that area. Not sure if that's north or south or east or west at this juncture. 301 northbound, some issues there as you cross over State Road 70. Otherwise, not too bad in Manatee County. Here's the northern half now of Sarasota County. Southbound 41, you'll see some issues there as you go from Bay Vista south toward Weber and Siesta Drive. Clark Road eastbound from Swift toward Lockwood Ridge. And then our final map to the south will indicate nothing really right now in the red. And that's the traffic at 6:02 on your Tuesday morning. Today marks the one-year anniversary of the disappearance of 15-year-old Jabez Spann of Newtown. Some believe he may have witnessed a murder and hasn't been seen since. Sarasota police are working with the FBI to find him. A reward is now up to $50,000.
This morning, a Northport woman is under arrest after a mother found out she was dating her 15-year-old son. Now, police there say 22-year-old Alexis Bauman was arrested on Thursday. The victim's mother told police that she had met Bauman, who she believed to be 18 years old, a couple months ago, and consented to them dating. Until she learned that Bauman was actually 22. Police say the two had sex a few weeks ago, and Bauman was then arrested.
On a lighter note in Northport, that city is gaining more firefighters. A grant from the Department of Homeland Security and FEMA will allow for additional personnel in the West Villages. $2.6 million will allow the city to hire 21 additional firefighters. The money will be awarded over a 3-year period. Currently, the West Villages is covered by Sarasota County firefighters.
While some local shops on Siesta Key didn't get quite the holiday business that they were hoping for this year. Why? Well, 2 words, red tide. Siesta Key Oyster Bar says in the month of August, their sales were down about 40% compared to last year. However, they did say that their conditions improved a little bit as the red tide conditions improved a little bit. People did come out a little bit more over the weekend, but their sales were still down about 20% from last year at this time.
I have many friends that work for or own accommodations on the Key, and many of them are 85% vacant or worse. And a bunch of our business comes from tourists, and we are reminded how much we value them.
Now, other businesses in Siesta Key Village said that they've been closing early due to the lack of customers and running more promotional sales to try and get people back in.
Happening today, Judge Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court confirmation hearings are set to begin on Capitol Hill. But the showdown over Kavanaugh's nomination has already begun. 42,000 pages of documents were given to the Senate last night. That's some quick reading by this morning. ABC's Emily Rao has the latest from Washington.
As federal judge Brett Kavanaugh rounds out his intense preparation for this week's hearings, complete with interruptions by fake protesters, Senate Democrats are already making their case that the White House is withholding key information about Kavanaugh's record.
He chose the candidate who he thought would best protect him from the Mueller investigation.
Already, some 400,000 documents have been released, but it's the 100,000 from Kavanaugh's time as a close aide to President George W. Bush that Democrats want. Senator Chuck Schumer tweeting late Monday, the Senate was just given an additional 42,000 pages of Kavanaugh documents the night before his hearing. This underscores just how absurd the process is. In response, Republicans on the Judiciary Committee saying the team will be able to go through the latest batch in short order, pointing out the number of documents released about Kavanaugh totals more than the last 5 nominees combined.
He was very explicit in terms of what he wanted in a Supreme Court nominee.
Another major concern, how Kavanaugh might affect legal precedent on key rulings on abortion, affirmative action, and gay rights. Democrats are expected to grill the 53-year-old about his views on Roe v. Wade and whether Kavanaugh would work to overturn it.
Democrats have also gone after Kavanaugh for once writing that presidents should not be distracted by investigations while in office, some accusing President Trump of picking Kavanaugh to protect himself. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
Franklin's family is not happy with that Atlanta pastor that made some remarks during her eulogy. Now, during his speech, Reverend Jasper Williams blamed the African-American community for black poverty. He even said in his speech that single mothers were incapable of raising sons by themselves. Franklin's family released a statement yesterday calling those comments both offensive and distasteful. They say Williams used the Queen of Soul's funeral as a platform to push his own agenda.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Tropical storm Gordon is making its way to the northern Gulf Coast. We're going to take a look at what areas will be impacted the most. But first,
it is 6:06 on your Tuesday morning. Look outside our studio. Shows a nice scene there looking south at downtown Sarasota skyline. As far as the drive time forecast, John Scalzi has a box checked.
Indeed, the rain box is checked once again today, although I don't think we'll have much of a problem for the morning commute. There's a low chance of an isolated shower. It's on the way home when strong gusty thunderstorms will be around. By the way, if you're traveling today, all the airport hubs serving Sarasota International running on time, according to the FAA. We'll be right back with your weather.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Meet Time with Frangela premieres September 10th.
Me time.
All right, look at this video. Wow.
Holy cow, that is amazing.
This is not a movie. This is real life.
Oh, that is all over Chicago?
Yeah, time-lapse video. The shelf cloud moving and then dissipating over Hyde Park in Chicago. That looks like something out of a science fiction movie that you like so much.
Right? There could be a Sharknado coming out of that cloud.
All right, 6:11 right now.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
That was absolutely mesmerizing. That was beautiful, wasn't it? 76 degrees our air temperature, dew point value the same 76. We have a decent sky out there right now, kind of a cloudy sky, but I think that'll give way to a little bit more sunshine as we head into the afternoon period. Not much of a chance of rainfall. Put it at about 10% during these morning hours. Along the coastline, you might get grazed by a passing shower, but it's not a big deal. As we head into the afternoon, rain chances go up, and so too do the height of the clouds. We're going to see some gusty winds under some of the thunderstorms that produce a fair amount of rainfall, but they'll be pretty fast-moving storms, so total accumulations not that great. We've had a little chance to dry out, actually, over the course of the last few days. Cooper, one of our weather watchers, youngest weather watchers in Sarasota, says over the last 3 days, 0.2 of an inch of rainfall at his house. So that's good. We need a little chance to dry out. Most of the storminess associated with Gordon continues to lift northward up toward Panama. Well, really anywhere from Tallahassee back through Panama City into Pensacola back toward Mobile. They could get some fairly decent rainfall over the course of the next 48 hours. Perhaps right along the immediate coast, they could get some 12-inch rainfalls. However, it's a fairly fast-moving storm once it makes landfall and exits our region, so it continues to pull away, and we get only the very outer edge of the rain bands kind of grazing our coastlines, most of them running parallel to the coast, so I don't expect a lot of action from this little line of showers that you see here right offshore. Most of our area stays dry for the remainder of the morning. It's really by afternoon when we start to see those showers and thunderstorms build once again. Again, if you missed it in the last half hour, here's the red tide status along our area beaches, and it looks improved. We'll be waiting for that report that comes out with concentrations in the water on Friday. That will tell us more about whether or not any of the wave action that we've had helped to maybe bust up some of that red tide bloom. We'll see. Right now, though, we've got two spots, Minnesota and Holmes, that both report no irritant in the air due to the red tide. And the other reporting stations as of yesterday are reporting low concentrations of the irritant in the air. So good news there. Gordon continues to be a strong tropical storm, 65-mile-an-hour winds, but relatively unchanged over the last 24 hours. It has a limited amount of time moving at that speed, west-northwest at 17, as it gets closer to the coast to gain in intensity, but the official forecast right now is for it to reach a minimal Category 1 status at 75-mile-per-hour winds before making landfall and then rapidly kind of falling apart as it moves northward, especially as it gets into more higher elevations. Then it gets caught in upper level winds and whisk out of here in pretty short order. We'll watch this for total amounts of rainfall. That's going to be the biggest issue. There will be some storm surge associated with it, particularly if it goes up toward any of the bays or inlets up there. There could be some problems, but it's going to be a minor hurricane if it is a hurricane. So the biggest threat, I think, is going to be rainfall. We'll watch that rainfall shield lift northward away from us, so that's not the issue for our afternoon showers. Our afternoon showers come from the easterly wind flow and from the amount of moisture left behind by Gordon as it departs. We'll see that heavy chance of rainfall for today, or at least some chance of some heavy showers today. And then tomorrow, some drier air will filter in, and that'll reduce our rain chances just a little bit. So good news there. Forecast shapes up like this for today. We'll watch those scattered showers in the afternoon, followed by lesser rain chances tomorrow. Wind speeds down. The small craft advisory has been eliminated for our area coastal waters. 5 to 10 knot winds this afternoon, actually. We'll look for a 60% chance of showers, lesser rain chances tomorrow and the day after because of a little drier air that sneaks in. But then the moisture returns just in time for the weekend, of course, and we're left with about a 60% chance of showers for Friday and Saturday, and then maybe Sunday and Monday, a little bit of a downturn in the rain chances as well. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, John. Let's check out your first alert traffic out there so far in Manatee. We are watching that one accident right there at State Road 70 and I-75. Again, State Road 70, I-75 right there in Manatee County. That's about it. State Road 70 is also a little congested by 301, but pretty normal for around this time in the morning. If we're heading a little bit farther south into the top half of Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad. The only hot spot out there this morning is right there as you come off of 75 onto Bee Ridge. That's showing a few slowdowns right there. And then farther south in the area, 75 and 41 are both running pretty smooth at this point. Not too bad out there just now at 6:15. Well, now to Tropical Storm Gordon. Right now strengthening in the Gulf of Mexico. It's expected to possibly become a hurricane as it heads towards the northern Gulf Coast.
Reporter Andy Rose shows us how people there are preparing for the storm.
The leading edge of Gordon is moving away from southern Florida, but the red warning flags are out on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, just as Governor Phil Bryant declares an emergency in preparation for the storm's arrival. Many residents targeted by the storm are already filling sandbags.
I'm just going for the safe part versus sorry.
And from the Gulfport Harbor to Dauphin Island, Alabama, the threat of punishing wind and the potential for major flooding is looming on the horizon. Even cities further inland are concerned.
If we get 5 inches in a short period of time, we have a serious problem in here.
In Baton Rouge a few weeks ago, a single pop-up shower caused big flooding because drainage pumps were down. City officials say they're working to prevent a much bigger problem from the impending tropical weather.
We're going and checking the storm drains and things like that to make sure that there's no debris that would back things up.
Louisiana's governor also put his state under an emergency declaration, and the mayor of New Orleans is asking their most vulnerable residents to be ready to evacuate.
Please check on family, neighbors, pets, friends. Together, we're ready for Gordon.
Getting ready by preparing for the worst. I'm Andy Rose reporting.
6:17 still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A well-known actor on The Cosby Show is being shamed for working at a supermarket. We're going to tell you how other actors have his back and are coming to his defense. But first,
here's a peek outside our studios as you awaken on this Tuesday morning. John is calling for a high of 89 degrees, but a 60% chance of rain. Pretty shot there. So well lit, isn't it?
Gorgeous out there this morning.
Look at the Ritz, completely blaring with lights up there, you call it.
Looking good. That's right, Ray. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
All Honda SUV and truck inventory with clearance savings from $189 a month during the Honda Summer Spectacular event. HRVs, CRVs, Pilots, Odysseys, Ridgelines on clearance for up to $42.40 less than the competition. Honda SUVs are on clearance from $189 a month or save thousands with 0.9% financing this week at your local Honda dealer.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticor that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
6:21 right now, Tuesday morning, live shot there of New York City, like a postcard, so pretty. Heat wave going on there right now. They are going to see a high today of 89 degrees in Manhattan right now, 78 degrees. Let's wipe now to the path of Hurricane Gordon, or I should say Tropical Storm Gordon, going through. It could rise, though, to a Hurricane 1 status, Category 1, heading toward the northern Gulf in New Orleans. Residents there are indeed preparing. Almost 6:22 right now. Stephanie?
Thank you, Ray. Well, in entertainment news, it's the best in country music, all the way to Lady Gaga, and happy birthday to Queen Bee. Here's ABC's Daniel Backus with what's happening in Hollywood.
Country singer Brett Eldridge and pop star Meghan Trainor met on the dance floor years ago, and now they'll be reunited there. The two are showing off their dance skills on a new episode of CMT's Crossroads. They'll be performing duet versions of their hit songs like Trainor's Let You Be Right. Trainor says she's trying to get Eldridge to show off his dance moves.
Choreographed dancing. I almost start dancing all the time in shows, but I don't have like the, I just don't.
Rhythm? That's it.
Lady Gaga took her queen status to a whole new level. Gaga, who plays the lead in Bradley Cooper's remake of A Star is Born, turned heads at this weekend's Venice Film Festival. She capped off the weekend wearing a feathered Valentino dress that stole the show. It started raining during the premiere, there was a power outage, but all that drama was forgotten when she hit the red carpet. And September 4th is known as B-Day, or superstar Beyonce's birthday. Queen Bee turns 37 today. She is currently performing her On the Run 2 tour with her husband, Jay-Z. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We're going to need a bigger boat. It's not too often that famous quote from Jaws can be used in real life, but that was the deal for two Florida gator hunters who may have caught the mother or the monster of all gators. Only in Florida, folks. Take a look at this out of Panama City. Two guys out hunting during gator season had no idea they were going to catch this monster. 750 pounds and 12 feet long. They caught it with just a rod, a reel, and a good old John boat.
We finally snagged the alligator. It was on like Donkey Kong from there. He fought so hard, we finally got him up to the boat, got him with a harpoon, put a couple big snatch hooks in him, and the first thing we seen was his tail. But his tail, that didn't do him no justice. Once we get the other hook in him and seen his head, we were more or less scared than we were happy at this moment.
What was it on like?
It was on like Donkey Kong.
I thought he said that.
I love these guys. The two said this was the very first gator they have ever caught. Wow.
Nike has a controversial new face for its 30th anniversary Just Do It campaign. He's back. Former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick shared this photo to Twitter with the quote saying, "Believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything." He should know Kaepernick began the movement to kneel down during the anthem and has not found a job since. He has since filed suit against the NFL, saying owners are keeping him out on purpose. Others say it had more to do with his skills. He is one of several athletes in the Nike campaign that also includes wide receiver Odell Beckham and tennis star Serena Williams. We've got some breaking news to talk about right now. We've got a crew on the scene of a story in Manatee County near 15th Street East and 61st Avenue East in Oneiko. A call came in about 40 minutes ago about a 27-year-old man who was shot in the chest. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is on this one right now. There's a deputy presence on the scene. We'll continue to update the story throughout the morning right here on Good Morning Suncoast, also on mysuncoast.com.
Well, actor Jeffrey Owens is best known for starring as Elvin, Dr. Huxtable's son-in-law, on The Cosby Show. These days, though, he's working at a supermarket in New Jersey, and a photo of him went viral. When it did, other actors had his back.
ABC's Lindsay Davis has his story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, he played the ever-optimistic Elvin, Cliff and Claire Huxtable's dutiful son-in-law on The Cosby Show, infamous for wearing his emotions on his sleeve. But this morning, 26 years after The Cosby Show went off the air, Jeffrey Owens is back in the news, all because a woman shopping at Trader Joe's snapped photos of him working at a New Jersey grocery store. Many on social media are seeing it as a form of job shaming and coming to Owens' defense. Athlete-turned-actor Terry Crews writing, "I swept floors after the NFL if need be. I'd do it again. Good, honest work is nothing to be ashamed of." Patricia Heaton, who hit it big on Everybody Loves Raymond, tweeting, "Why is this news? When I worked on 30-something, I was also summarizing depositions to pay my rent." And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll talk to Jeffrey Owens in an exclusive interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
Harry's meeting clients from far away, but they only see his wrinkles. If only Harry used some bounce to dry, he would be a less wrinkly winning guy.
When I walked through a snowstorm for a cigarette, that's when I knew I had to quit, for real this time. That's why I'm using Nicorette.
Only Nicorette gum has patented dual-coated technology for great taste plus intense craving relief.
Every great why needs a great how.
It's Macy's Labor Day sale with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs. Get the Jolene sectional for $999, the Tribeca Queen storage bed $489, or Queen mattresses starting at $397. Now at Macy's.
When it comes to food for your best friend, there's good, there's better, and then there's Blue Buffalo. Blue is made with wholesome ingredients, and real meat is always first. If you love them like family, feed them like family with Blue.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means it could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information and be involved. Don't ignore the signs, join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC7. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Well, today marks the 1-year anniversary since the disappearance of Jabez Spann. We've got the latest on that case.
And run, Joe, run. Joe Biden is running. We'll tell you how, when, and where.
And this morning we are learning more about a Manatee County man hit and killed in a hit and run, and the latest on the search for the person responsible. We have your first alert forecast and more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. And good morning to you on this Tuesday morning. It is 6:31. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Good morning. John Scalzi's tracking some serious rain cutting across the Gulf toward New Orleans right now.
Yeah, a lot of rain. This, of course, is Gordon. But I'll tell you what, if you look at the center of this storm, can you find the center of this storm in this rain shield? It's kind of hard to see, actually. It's being heavily sheared by westerly winds, and consequently, around the center of circulation, all of the showery activity is on one side. It's a lopsided storm. But still forecast to gain a little bit in intensity. It's got 65-mile-an-hour winds, so it won't have to go far to make it to hurricane force. But, you know, it's questionable whether it will. In any matter, it doesn't matter, because as the storm lifts northward, its main impact is going to be the heavy rainfall that will all lift up toward the Florida Panhandle and back toward Louisiana. All of that bringing perhaps a 12-inch rainfall there. For us, its departing influence leaves us with some pretty quiet drive time conditions. We're looking at area roadways that are not seeing much in the way of any kind of rainfall. Now, along the immediate coast, maybe a slight chance at a shower, but the rain chance only at about 10% or so. Temperatures about where they were yesterday, a degree warmer perhaps, and our rain chance this afternoon, about a 60% chance, pretty standard for this time of year. Your complete forecast coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic. Still an ongoing issue at State Road 70 at I-75. It's not showing any residual backup in any direction right now, so shouldn't be too big a concern. A little farther north there, you see I-75 southbound as you get past 64, showing some congestion there. Here's the scene in the upper half of Sarasota County, 301 southbound from University down toward MLK. And then checking our final map to the south, that'll show nothing in the red right now. It should be a good commute so far this morning as of 6:32 a.m.
Well, today marks the 1-year anniversary of the disappearance of Newtown's 15-year-old Jabez Spann. Now, some believe that he may have witnessed a murder and hasn't been seen since. Sarasota police are working with the FBI to find him. The reward for any information in that case is now up to $50,000.
A Port Charlotte Massage Envy employee is facing sexual battery charges after a customer says he was violated. Charlotte County Sheriff detectives arrested this man, Javarus McNeely, after a 4-month investigation. According to police reports, the customer says he fell asleep during the massage, and that's when he claims McNeely assaulted him. The victim filed a police report. Following a DNA test, McNeely was arrested and charged.
Well, this morning we are learning more about a man who was killed in a Manatee County hit and run early Sunday morning. 33-year-old Paul McCullum touched thousands of lives during his time living here on the Suncoast.
It was a somber weekend at Old School Bar and Grill in Sarasota, mourning the loss of a patron many considered family, Paul "Wooly" McComb.
You couldn't find a bad quality about Paul except that he gave too much.
Sean Connor considered the Scottish-born, Philadelphia-raised McComb to be his best friend. The 33-year-old was the type of socialite to give Uber drivers the shirt off his back or leave a framed group photo behind in a stranger's Airbnb. That all ended Sunday morning.
I got the worst news possible. My best friend was dead.
Florida Highway Patrol says McComb was struck and killed by a car on State Road 64 Sunday, standing near his own broken-down vehicle. Troopers are still trying to find the driver responsible. Stevie Lauda remembers the crime scene near her home in Mayaca City. She saw McComb for the last time just hours earlier.
It's insane that you can see somebody 1 minute and then find out that they're not here the next.
The news spread fast, and many came to Old School on Sunday to grieve.
Everybody was kind of a mess. I know everybody kind of came here because, like I said, Old School's a family, and everybody, you know, kind of came here to just kind of like be with each other.
No one we spoke with Monday knew why McComb was so far from his home in Bayshore Gardens, but what's worse is not knowing who's responsible.
Come forward and, you know, give everybody a little bit of closure and peace with that.
It's still dawning on me that I'm never gonna see him walk through those doors that's right behind us.
Now, McComb's friends say his family will be traveling here from out of state for a celebration of his life later on this week.
New developments in the search for a missing 2-year-old boy in Largo. Police have released a sketch of the person of interest. Little Jordan Bellevue, there's the sketch, by the way. Little Jordan Bellevue disappeared after the boy's mother says she took a ride from a stranger that looked like him in a white Toyota Camry, who she says went by the name Antoine. The mother claims he punched her, knocked her out when she came to. She was in a wooded area, and her little boy and that man were missing. An Amber Alert was issued early Sunday morning, and police are searching ponds in the area where the mother and son live.
Parts of the Suncoast were feeling some of the effects of Tropical Storm Gordon yesterday. Now, the winds picked up late yesterday afternoon. The Gulf also grew a little more active than usual. Flooding is sometimes a concern on Manasota Key, but some inconsistent rains throughout the day eased some of those concerns. People were taking the storm in stride, though, and there were some who were hopeful that maybe it could even help a little bit with red tide.
I'm fine. Doesn't bother me. You expect storms.
All the smells and stuff is going to be, you know, pushed off somewhere. So, not that somebody else deserves it, but we need a break around here. It's been here for months and months.
Now for the latest on Gordon and its track toward the northern Gulf Coast, keep it here. Check out our Facebook page and make sure you check out mysuncoast.com as well.
Happening today, Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearings begin on Capitol Hill. Senate Democrats say the White House is withholding key information about Kavanaugh's record. Already 400,000 documents have been released, but it's the 100,000 from Kavanaugh's time as a close aide to President George W. Bush that Democrats want the most. And by the way, just last night, the night before the hearing, the Senate received 42,000 pages more about Kavanaugh's background.
Well, some people have hoped that Joe Biden would run a few years from now, and this Labor Day, they kind of got their wish, sort of. CNN's Jenny Mose has all the running speculation on Joe Biden.
It's definite.
Mr. Vice President, what's your thinking about 2020 at this point, sir?
He's running, literally running. Here he is, running from the side, running from behind. People at the Pittsburgh Labor Day parade were urging Joe Biden to run for president.
We need you, brother. You can do this.
But who knew he would run immediately? Even if all he was running for was to catch up to his assigned position in the parade after stopping to meet and greet folks. True, we've seen Biden run before. For instance, in a Let's Move fitness video with President Obama. What was running through my mind? Have we ever seen President Trump run? Critics cracked that the only thing he runs is a golf cart, but we found him semi-jogging over to police to shake hands. And remember when a Greenpeace protester and a paraglider buzzed President Trump's golf course in Scotland? No wonder he ran. A few steps to shelter, Trump and Biden have already exchanged blows.
No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym. He said, I'd like to take him behind the gym.
I dream of that.
But why dream when we can actually see Biden running? Someone suggested this needs Rocky music. Critics could have a field day with wordplay, saying Biden is a running joke and President Trump excels at running his mouth.
You know what you do with Biden? You go like this.
Not if he can outrun you.
And he'd fall over.
Jeannie Mo, CNN. New York.
Wow, told in only the way that Jeannie Mose can. I love her
I love
stories.
her stories. He's right now 75
Yeah.
years old. He'll be 77 for the election in 2 years.
I see nothing wrong with that. There's been older presidents.
That
It
ran,
could happen.
that ran at that point? I don't know.
It could happen.
All right, 6:39 right now on your Tuesday morning.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Just what happened to cause this massive fire at Brazil's National Museum? We'll hear the latest on why there are protesters now out in the streets. Here's a breaking news update for you from Manatee County. Deputies investigate a morning shooting at 15th Street East and 61st Avenue East in Onico. We're told a 27-year-old victim was shot in the chest. Search is on for the gunman. This is all being handled right now by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. And again, we have a crew on the scene. We'll have this updated throughout the morning on TV and also on mysuncoast.com.
And right now, let's take a look at our tower cam out there. Not a bad start to the day, but we do have some rain on the way. John Scalzi has checked the rain box.
That's a very pretty looking pastel kind of sky out there this morning. I have checked the rain box. We have a chance of thunderstorms this afternoon, but notice Severe Storm Prediction Center puts us only in a standard thunderstorm regime. Unlike yesterday when about a third of the state was under the threat of severe weather, we don't have that today. If you're going to walk the beach this evening, 3 beach balls out of 4. A few thunderstorms around possibly, but they'll be in the dying stages. Winds will be out of the east at about 10, and it should be a fairly decent sky. We'll talk all about the forecast coming up in a few.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
76 degrees, the air temperature, dew point value the same, 100% relative humidity. East wind continues today. The east wind will be key to our forecast this afternoon, once again bringing us chances of showers with a little daytime heating, with a little bit of a sea breeze. If we can develop a sea breeze, it'll be close to the coast if we do. But we have a circulation out there called Gordon that may interfere with that. We have a temperature by about 3 p.m. of close to 90 degrees, and with that, with the moisture in the air, with the easterly wind, we'll develop about a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. So there's Gordon. Gordon continues to lift northward, a large swath of rainfall all on the eastern side of the center of circulation, lifting northward, heading up toward the Big Bend region, toward the Panhandle particularly, and back toward the northern Gulf Coast. There could be some serious rainfall right along the coastline here, perhaps as much as a foot of rainfall possible before the system actually makes landfall, starts to decelerate, not decelerate, but degenerate and then accelerate up toward the northeastern part of the United States. We'll have quiet conditions here in terms of any influence from Gordon today, the outside periphery just along our coastline. Again, I don't think we're going to have much of a problem with those showers that are close to the coast. They seem to be paralleling the coast pretty consistently, so maybe a 10% chance of a sprinkle along the coast. That would be about it. Otherwise, our showers will come in the afternoon with the daytime heating. Gordon, 65-mile-an-hour storm right now, moving to the west-northwest at a good clip for a tropical system, about 17 miles per hour. So its time before making landfall is somewhat limited, and with that westerly shear, it's going to be tough to get it up to hurricane status, but it might. Computer models suggest that you might get there with a minimal storm of 75 miles per hour, making it onshore later today or early tomorrow morning, and then gradually losing intensity over a day or two, and then rapidly increasing speed as it lifts off to the north and to the east up toward the Great Lakes region. We'll watch it kind of rain itself out over the first few days, perhaps producing as much as I said, a foot of rainfall across the coastline. Florence, if you're still wondering, 70-mile-an-hour winds, now a tropical storm. Again, this is like a fish storm that's really not going to bother anyone. Of course, Bermuda's got its eyes on it, but I think it'll recurve before ever bothering them. Sunday by about 2 p.m. it'll be perhaps regenerating to a Category 1 storm. Quiet in the near Atlantic, but our eyes now focused on a couple of tropical waves coming off the coast of Africa with a 50% chance of developing over a 2-day period. Watch what this one European forecast does. It takes both of these systems and drives them to the west with pretty good consistency, and those two waves, by the time we get into late next week, by around Friday or so, will be close enough to us that we'll keep an eye on them. Of course, this is a long way out, and so we have plenty of time to watch it. The only thing at this point that you can say about these two tropical waves in a model this far out is that there's pretty good evidence to show that they will be moving to the west. Whether they develop or whether they don't is still, of course, a big question mark, and we'll continue to watch it. But hurricane season is far from over. We'll look for a east wind coming in at about 5 to 10 this afternoon. Moderate chop on your bay and inland waters. And the forecast looks like this. Today, about a 60% chance of showers. Tomorrow, about a 50% chance. And then as we head into the next several days, we'll watch our rain chances increase again for the weekend to about 60%, and then maybe taper off a little bit at the beginning of next work week. Back to you.
Thank you so much, John. Let's take a look at your morning commute with our first alert traffic out there. We now have 2 incidents to tell you about in Manatee County. The first one you can see on the bottom of your screen. There's an accident right there at I-75 and State Road 70. And then the top one is also on 75. There's in the southbound lane of 75. There's an accident right after State Road 64. So 2 of them to look out for right there on 75. That is part of your commute this morning. Let's head a little bit farther south into South County, or into North County of Sarasota. The roads there are not looking too bad. Most of the congestion has cleared up, really. There was a little bit of a delay right there on Bee Ridge, but that's looking better already. And if you're headed farther south into the area, 75 and 41, both running pretty smooth at this hour. It is 6:48, and that is your first alert traffic.
A developing story about that major fire that destroyed the National Museum in Brazil. Protesters are now blaming the government for the fire. The fire destroyed as many as 20 million historical artifacts in that 200-year-old museum. Now, the cause of the fire remains under investigation, but some are blaming budget cuts, poor maintenance, and a bad sprinkler system.
Well, prepare to feel old today. Google is celebrating a big birthday, their 20th. How do we know? Well, we Googled it, of course. The search giant has been helping us answer all of life's important questions since way back in 1998. And I Googled some other things. Did you know what the original name of Google was supposed to be?
What?
Back rub. I know, I made that same face. That's
Is that
kind of
true?
weird. It's true, yeah. And then they also regularly rent goats to mow the lawn at their headquarters.
Oh,
I Googled the Google facts.
There was another search engine called Ask Something that was big.
Ask Jeeves back in the day. Yeah, that was a big one.
It's since gone away.
Yeah, Google wins.
Kind of like MySpace went away when Facebook came along. Right?
Yes, exactly, same thing.
6:49 will update the day's top 7 headlines before 7 a.m.
That includes one last look at your forecast and some controversy behind the new movie First Man, starring Ryan Gosling. We'll tell you what's going on with that.
We're also tracking some breaking news right now in Manatee County, a situation at 15th Street East and 61st Avenue East, a shooting about in the 5 o'clock hour this morning. 27-year-old victim shot in the chest. Search is on for the gunman. We'll track the story throughout the morning. It is 6:50 right now. We're checking also hurricane, or I should say tropical storm Gordon, that could elevate to hurricane Category 1 status before it's all over.
And there's a path that is going right now up to the northern central coast. We'll keep you updated on that. John Scalzi will have the latest. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast restaurant guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Well, it is 6:53, and here's your top 7 before 7.
First off, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast.
Yeah, so again today, it's a good idea to have your first alert weather app with you. There will be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around this afternoon, and some rain here as well, even though there will be a fair amount of sunshine to start the day mixed with fair weather clouds. I think it will be a dry start, but by afternoon, those storms build and they move off to the northwest. Remember, take your first alert weather app and watch us on social media, as we'll have updates for you on the developing storms.
All right, number 2, John, we've got some southbound issues on 75. Look at that right now. We're back up all the way up to the Manatee River, so be aware of that if you're coming from northern Manatee County toward the south area of our viewing area. You want to avoid 75 southbound. Real problem there around the accident site. Of course, the intersection there is being constructed right now, as that might have caused a problem with today's accident.
And number 3, breaking news right now. We have a crew on the scene in Manatee County near 15th Street East and 61st Avenue East. A call came in around 5:40 this morning about a 27-year-old man being shot in the chest. We, of course, will continue to update you on this story throughout the morning here on ABC7 as well as online at mysuncoast.com.
Number 4, friends of the man struck and killed by a hit-and-run driver in eastern Manatee County are hoping police find his killer. Paul McComb was hit early Sunday morning after his car broke down on State Road 64.
Number 5, a sketch of a person of interest in the case of a missing 2-year-old boy that triggered an Amber Alert over the weekend. Jordan Bellevue from Largo is still missing. This is a sketch they just released after the boy's mother says she took a ride from a stranger in a white Toyota Camry.
Number 6, a busy day today for Sarasota City Commission. Get this, they'll talk about installing public restrooms on the grassy medians in St. Armand's Circle, also adding red bricks to the road on Lemon from Maine to Pineapple, and also they'll have time to make a property tax increase official.
And finally, number 7, what's trending? Well, some controversy over a movie that hasn't even hit the big screen yet. The movie First Man tells the story of Neil Armstrong and the lead up to his walk on the moon. Ryan Gosling stars as Armstrong. At the Venice Film Festival, there were some questions as to why they chose not to film that famous flag planting scene on the moon. Gosling said 2 things. First, Armstrong was very humble. He always praised the others behind the scenes that actually made that walk possible, and that the moonwalk transcended countries and borders. Well, those words kind of stirred up some controversy. Gosling's from Canada, so people are like, oh, that's un-American. Buzz Aldrin has now weighed in as well.
Yes, Buzz is the second man ever on the moon, by the way, and he said, hashtag proud to be an American, so he's upset. Yeah. But you know how many, it took 400,000 people to put a man on the moon.
Yes, and his sons, Armstrong's
and a lot of them women, and they were never given credit.
Yes, I agree. So it's interesting, and people are like, listen, we haven't even seen this movie yet. Like, it kind of makes sense in a way.
Is this Buzz going to help?
Yes.
I don't mean Buzz Aldrin.
Good point.
Have a great day, folks.